Got my little sister back here with us tonight, you know.
Growing up in church in New Jersey, I got a chance to see guys before me play lap steel, pedal steel guitars. It's a church organization that's been all around the U.S. since the 1920s. It's a long musical history that I got a chance to watch these guys. And these guys were my Muddy Waters and B.B. Kings. Their names are Calvin Cook, Ted Beard, Aubrey Gent. So I got a chance, Henry Nelson, I got a chance to watch all these guys play in church, and I sort of wanted to be like them, but be a little better. You know, I don't know if better, but I had to transcend what the normal church thing was. And I got into Stevie Ray Vaughan, I got into Hendrix, and a lot of that stuff, you know, around the late 90s. And I guess it became this interesting sound for a lot of people. But it was a cool thing to be a part of that tradition, Sacred Steel, Slide Brothers tradition, to see those guys play and then have me out here now doing what we're doing today. Being a young adult, I guess 19, 20, 21, you know, going and play these smoky clubs and bars in New York City, you know, and all the stuff going on in those days, I don't think they was too happy about that. As well as the church people didn't like it either, just because it was a different setting. But, you know, after a while it became this joyful experience, this great musical, spiritual, dancing, joyful experience for people when we started playing. It's sort of like this New Orleans kind of, that's why a lot of people think we from down south, New Orleans and Texas and everywhere else, because it sort of relates, that music and everybody dancing, and it's a positive experience for a lot of people. People in Louisiana and New Orleans really never let gospel go. It's always been a part of, you know, the history. You know, we out here, we got Allen Toussaint, we got, you know, you got the Neville Brothers, we got every, you know, it's so much history here, and it just shows the spirituality in this town that it just keeps recovering from so much stuff. So, great people and great vibe, and we got to keep this town alive. Being on stage and making music together is so easy because we don't really have to do much talking. If we do much talking, that means we're arguing, you know, because somebody missed something. But we really know each other to where somebody sings, somebody plays something, then I know what to do, or my drummer knows what to do, my sister or somebody. So it's a great thing, you know. It's like going home for Thanksgiving or something, all your family coming over. The ones who know that, you know, you got certain people who keep talking, and the ones who know to shut up, they'll be quiet, you know, they'll shut up. Working with T-Bone Burnett, he was he's a real music producer, you know, and saying that, he understands the history of American roots music and understands how, like I said, gospel, it started out, music really started in America as gospel field recordings, which turned into blues of, you know, Lead Belly and Robert Johnson, all these guys, and then Rosetta Tharpe, and then Elvis, and then, you know, and then Zeppelin and Dylan and all that. So to be able to sit in the studio and listen to all of this old music, stuff that I never listened to before, and being able to pick out some of that stuff and sort of make this big meat mall of new Robert Randolph music was a great thing. You know, he's a great guy to be around, great musical historian, T-Bone Burnett. Right now, we support this new album that we've been that we put out with T-Bone, produced by T-Bone Burnett, and we got a lot of plans coming, a lot of different collaborations coming. You know, I don't even know how many records I've recorded on already, but you know, we'll be touring in Europe, coming back down here to the South, the dirty South, and we're just going to keep doing what we do. You know, keep adding on to this new, I would say, way of making music for Robert Randolph and the Family Band, of finding all these different things that I didn't know existed while working with T-Bone Burnett. You know, Robbie Robertson, I'm on a record with Leon Russell and Elton John, you know, Greg Allman. You know, there's all this, just keeps happening, it's happening. It's so much fun though. So if you want to keep enjoying all of this great music, want to always have something positive in your life, you always want to feel happy, you go to robertrandolph.net, Robert Randolph and the Family Band.net. You can go to whatever Robert Randolph and the Family Band Facebook name is. Just go to all of that, and we got plenty of stuff there for you to uplift yourself, uplift your family, enjoy music, and enjoy rock and roll.